Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the channel. I am Nate, and this is Peach Domino Paper Crafts. So, thank you for being here. I'm going to call this meeting to order. Wait, no. This is a crafty channel. So, how are y'all today? So, today we're going to be working on a bunch of envelopes. And it's not so much of a mass make as a mass decoration because they're already made. But we're going to try, like we did with the is it pockets? Journal cards. Like we did with the journal cards, to get through decorating as many of these as we possibly can in this video. These are on clearance. So we have a whole bunch of those. We have some of these little square ones which are basically done. They just need something on the back to kind of sort them out. These little rectangle ones. These even smaller rectangle ones. These CD sleeves. I may not do any of these because I've already got 2 of these done. And they do take up quite a bit of time. But we'll see. I might. These bigger square ones. This bigger square one. These bigger rectangles. Here's some vintage bigger rectangles. Some smaller rectangles. And some medium-sized rectangles. I don't know why I did that way. It should have gone this way. Well, we can't change it now, can we? It's glued in place. So, we'll work with it. I don't know, maybe we'll turn that into like a journal card with secret storage. Let's get started because now I really want to work on this. Okay, so to turn this into a journal card with secret storage, I'm going to use Velcro dots to kind of hold it in place. And basically, I'm just going to take the soft one and stick it on top of the hard one. And this is our front, and we're going to put the soft side here. Doesn't really matter where, as long as you've got them stuck together, then you can get the other side exactly where it needs to go. And kind of smooth that out a little bit. I know it's lumpy, but that's okay. We're going to squish it till it's not as lumpy. And then that's why you got to be careful when you open them and make sure that, especially the first time after you've smoothed everything down, you hold it down as best you can and then smooth it again individually. And you can also glue these as in addition to the sticky, but I don't. They should work just fine that way. It still sticks up quite a bit, but that's okay. We'll hide that. How? Not sure right now. Ooh, I know how. With these giant page tabs we need. Let's get... Here's what that looks like. So let's get one like this. No. Okay, let me pull these out. I don't know why I'm doing this the hard way. So we have regular page tabs. But if we're trying to hide it, I'd like to have a bigger one so that it can kind of slide on like that. I don't want to use this one though. This one's very plain. We could decorate it up some more, or we could keep looking. And I want to use, like, ooh, what about this one? Yeah, I think that'll work. And we'll just glue it across here, and then we won't glue this side down, so that when it's in the pocket, you won't really notice the amount of bulk, if that makes sense. Let's make sure we bone folder it down. So burnish, that's the word, burnish. Okay, and I'm going to go like this, set it on top. And I'm going to let it go just a little bit over that edge. I don't know if you can tell, but it's just a fraction over that edge right there. And we'll go on this side. And again, do just a tiny bit over the edge. Cut it. Sure we didn't cut anything important. Go in with our glue. And remember, we're only gluing one side of this down. Alright? We're going to take this, center it in there. It can be pretty easy. It's barely hanging over on either side. Glue it down real good. Take our bone folder and burnish the inside like that. We'll open the back, burnish again, close her back up. Okay, we're going to cut a little bit off of this portion right here. Not a whole lot, just a tiny sliver. You can tell I just cut that crooked, but it's okay. You can always go back and cut another tiny sliver off the other side, just like this. I should have tested the back before I glued anything down, but that's okay. And like I said, tiny sliver. Just enough so that we can fold this down a little better. And it'll actually fold decently. And you can see how it still pops up pretty much back here. But once we get it slid into a pocket, let me show you. Grab a good pocket here. Once we take it, and this is not glued down on purpose because I'm not using it there, and slide it into our pocket like this. See, even from the top, you won't really be able to tell. Like, you'll see that it bulges out, but it just looks like a thick German tag from the side. Can't really tell until it's in the pocket. So, that'll be perfect. I like that. Now let's do a little bit of extra decorating. I've already got my stuff set aside here. We've got labels, squares, color blocks. And I definitely want to put a label. I like this square one. And we're going to put it just like this. I'm just going to put some glue here and kind of tilt it like that. Squash it down some. And I think I'm going to go with that for the front. I didn't even realize these were the same. Tells you how much I pay attention, right? I don't want to do another label because I just did one. So let's do a little color block on the back to kind of help disguise that while it's in pocket. When I said a little color block, I meant a smaller one. I didn't mean a huge one. There's a decent purple one. And it's super thin. It's copy paper. So it won't, actually I don't want to use that. I don't want to use copy paper for this. I want it to be something kind of sturdy because I want it to look like it's, you know, I don't want it to look, I don't know. You'll see when I get it put on. I don't have my words. It's pretty early in the morning right now. I haven't formed all my words for the day yet. My grandmother used to say, because I think I talked a lot when I was a kid, but she used to tell me you only get so many words in your lifetime, and once you use them all up, that's it. No more. Like I said, I think she was just trying to get me to shut up. I don't blame her. I know a lot of kids and they get kind of annoying sometimes. I'm going to leave this like it is because you can journal here and then we can go back and put a journal card here. Let's do that actually. Let's find an interesting piece of paper. This one's pretty interesting. And I'm going to mark it. I won't fold that up too much. Ooh, there's two there. Hold on. Hold on. They're both exactly alike. Alright. Then I want to mark it here and here. Just inside where they would sit, and that way it should fit in the pocket there. Ooh, it's got that glue stuff on the top. Let's get some of that off. Make it a little easier to cut without that in. And I'm going to cut on the inside of those lines just to make absolutely sure that it will fit in the pocket. And we're going to test it out. See if I have to do any more cutting. Shouldn't, but didn't ever really matter, does it? See, because why though? I don't. It should go in much further than that, but it doesn't. I don't know. Oh, wait. It's the corners. Corners got glued down a little bit. There we go. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll round that. I like to do this upside down. For one, it catches the pieces most of the time. And for two, I can see exactly where I put my paper by doing it that way. Okay. And I'm going to use one of these labels and I think we decided last time that I was not happy with, because there's bigger ones though. Take the label out of the way. I can use that and then No, that won't go well. I can use that all by itself, though. Oh, pardon me. Told y'all it was early. So, what's everyone up to today? I don't know what day this is going out. I'm filming on a Monday. Hopefully, it goes out on Monday. Got big plans for the week? Don't forget, after Thursday, we're only a week away from Thanksgiving here in the U.S. Day off from work for most people. Not everybody. Not everybody. Quite a few. I know the Whataburger right up the road is going to be open, so, I can go get some hamburgers. If we want to. I think we're having pork chops, though. I haven't decided. I've got a few choices in the freezer, and I haven't decided which one I'm going to cook. But what we don't have is turkey. I don't care for turkey. Just, I don't know, it's always dry. And yes, even when it's moist, it's dry. I just don't like turkey. I've had several people cook it for me, and even when it's nice and juicy and it's just dry, I don't like it. So I stick to the ham when I go to people's Thanksgivings. So there we go. That'll be nice. Let's get some of this stuff out of the way. That was a medium-sized rectangle. So let's do a small square. Now, these, I want them to still be able to open up like this because I really like this. So I'm going to look around. Somewhere I have a ruler. Those are tear rulers. It's in there. I can feel it. I should have got that out beforehand, but I didn't think about it. Okay. An 8-inch. Somewhere I got a 6-inch ruler, but I don't know where that is. We're going to use this one. And this is 2 3/4, which is okay. 2 3/4. All right, 2 3/4. So I'm gonna look at my little scrap box. Not this one. We have this other sheet, but I don't want to use just this sheet, so we're gonna keep looking. I have. This could be sufficiently fancy to go in there. What do you think? You like that? Me too. Alright, so we're going to go a little less than 2 3/4. Just a 1/16 less. But that's not a square side. That is definitely not a square side. Sixteenth less than 2 3/4. And we're going to cut it off a little big so that we can make sure we. Guess I could have done with the other side. I don't know. It's pretty even. And then a 1/16 less than 2 3/4, and I would count that many 1/16ths right now. But it just feels like a lot this early in the morning. 5 a.m. 6 a.m. Good, good. Good, good, good. And There's not a single side of this that I want to cover up. So I'm going to do it like this. I mean, take a whole lot of, not cover up. I'm going to get my twine box. I don't know why, but yes, I have a twine box. Ow! My foot just spasmed, y'all. Let's do a gray one because there's the paper inside is gray. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to take my twine, which you can see has never been opened, so we're going to do that real quick. We may not get as many envelopes done as we did journal cards. I'll do more off camera, but I just wanted to share a few with you in the process here. There's the end of my twine. Where's the end of my twine? Okay. I'm going to cut a good portion off. Go on. You'll see why. Okay. And then we're just going to take it about like this. Not nearly half. Enough so that it wraps over a little on the back. Which I'm going to put up like this and hold in place with my finger. And then this is going to hold in place with my finger. And then this is going to go around here and around here, around there, and around there, and up there, a couple of times. And then you can type it back in. And there's one. Ta-da. So that's two that we've made so far. Let's do a small rectangle. But first, let's remove some junk from the tabletop. I'll take my envelopes and set them aside. Okay, junk removed. Let's do a small rectangle. Like a small rectangle. Not the bigger small rectangles. But the small rectangles. Teeny tiny. Now, as far as measurements, first let's make sure that none of these corners are stuck down. Don't want a repeat of that. We'll go from the inside. And we are looking at 1 and okay. There's quarter, eighth, 16th, 3/4, 6/8, 7/8. No. Oh my goodness, I cannot count today. Let's just do it this way. 2 inches. Only, a little less. By 3 inches. 2 by 3. What a lovely shape. 2 by 3. Let's see. Yeah, scraps. Let's get in a smaller scrap box because I might have some that are close to the size in here. That's pretty. I'll have to back it on something. 2, but we're going to go a little small to be sure it fits. 3, and again a little small to be sure it fits. Look at that tiny little note. That's a very thin piece of paper, but that's going to be just fine. Now I want closure on this, let's get this on there. Do it like that. Put it up like that, and we're gonna do glue, but not under. Let's do it about here. A little bit away from the envelope edge there to give it a nice area to tuck it in. And then very carefully still put it down. Pull the flap out. Oh, pull the flap out. There we go. And burnish it down. Okay. And as you can see, it's not connected to anything here. There's a little space in between. You can't really see that very well, but you see what I'm talking about a little bit. And then you just take your flap, give it a little bit of a curl to make it easier, and take it. Which is harder because it wants to go in the inner side. So I think I'm going to just snip this bit off. Just a tiny bit. To hopefully, get it to go in there easier. And then that way that'll hold it closed. So let's do something on the front here. Let's put a small circle. I haven't used circles in a long time. There's a tiny circle. It's going to be too tiny. Okay, we can put you there. And then in addition, because that's awful small, awful blank. Let's see. Okay, we can do that. And go in with my favorite purple, which is Villainous Potion. I don't know if you can tell that that's my favorite purple. I'm just going to ink this edge. Make it stand out off of that circle. That makes the circle blend in, so I'm also going to ink the circle edge just enough. I'm not putting ink too far down the circle because I don't want it to, again, blend in with the other one. But if I highlight just the edge, it should stand out just enough that it looks really good. I like that. So we're gonna clean the top of our glue bottle. Mine gets dried on the top very quick. It's not dried on glue, it just forms a film on top. Right at the edge of the glue bottle. Right at the end of the needle. Nozzle. I guess it's not a needle in any way. Okay, put this on. And there is envelope number 3. Finished. So cute. Okay, close that up. Set it aside. Now, I still don't want to do a CD envelope right now. So let's do a small square. Do I have a small square? I just did a small square. Let's do the large square. Okay, I like that. And this one is 3 1/8 by 3. 3 1/8 by 3. So not exactly a square, but close enough. Close enough. 3 1/8 by 3. Back to the pile here, and I don't think any of these are going to be big enough by any stretch of the imagination. So let's do plain purple. 3-inch strip, and then we'll cut that to 3 1/8. But I want them to be able to write on both sides, and this is perfect, but this isn't. So we are going to take a couple of these, and we're going to do something interesting, I hope. Oh, where's stuck to my thumb? Some sort of glue. Well, just keeps getting shorter. Let's do a different picture. Okay. Let's do this like that. And this. Pardon me, y'all. Alright. And that gives you kind of a unique writing spot on top of the card. What do I do with my corner punch, y'all? Anybody see? Do 7 millimeters on this one, even though it's kind of a small card. Should have checked to make sure this fits. So cross your fingers, your toes, and your eyes. Okay, try it again. Okay, you can see I didn't get all my corners glued down real well. They're starting to come up on this side. Here we go again. I don't know why this one looks like that, but it does. So let's do something on the back. Doesn't have to be anything large. That should hold it in. And we're just going to go right across here. And do a little gluing. And make sure that you don't put your glue line too high because you don't want it to stick to anything. Like that. Give it a second to let it dry so it'll catch real good. And then, ta-da! Envelope number 4. Let's do that. What is that? That was the large square. Gosh. Let's do one of these. I don't have one of these made for this. So let's do one of these. And we are looking at 1/16 less than 5 3/4. Maybe just a little smaller. And a little less than 4 3/8. 5 3/4, 4 3/8. 5 3/4, 4 3/8. 5 3/4, 4 3/8. I'm just going to repeat that till I cut it. 5 3/4. 4 3/8. 1, 2, 3. Puts us in Switzerland, apparently. In Bern. Now let's make sure this fits before I do anything to either one of these pieces. Get in the hole. Perfect. Should have used a different piece of the map. Okay, so because of that, I'm going to put something on the back to cover that up a bit. Let's see, I bought this new paper pad, new to me, 6 by 12. Let's see what's in it. No. That's no. Okay, so they're not all winners in here, obviously, but I'll use most of it at some point. My goodness. Okay, why did I buy this? No, I'm kidding. I will use them at some point. I'll come back. Just plain black. Okay, don't like... I'm sorry, just plain white. Let's see. What about... What about this? On the back. Yeah. Okay. So then we flip this over. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect. And we're going to cheat a little bit. Because in addition to what all else we're doing to it, actually, you know what I am going to do? I'm going to cut that strip off the edge, both edges. Because I just thought of something. Cut that piece off and cut that piece off. So we know where our bottom corner is. Okay, so we know where our bottom corner is. Sorry, that got a little loud there, y'all. And we know that our piece of paper is a little less than 5 3/4 high, right? Is it a little less than 5 3/4? Yeah, a little less than 5 3/4. A lot less than 5 3/4. We moved down an eighth from 5 3/4. So let's take this again, and I will cut this way because I want it to be 5 5/8 tall. Okay, 5 5/8 tall. Why does that not feel like? Because it's not. What? They say 5 5/8, right? What did I measure? Oh, I think I measured 6 5/8. Okay, 5 5/8. There we go. Maybe I measured 7. Look at all this extra space over here. Okay, that should be much better. There we go. We got our height. And we're going to pull out the scoreboard because it's easier to work with than trying to work with the cutter for scoring. Especially right now. And we're going to turn it upside down. And we're going to go right here. Okay. And I don't have exact measurements for you. 4 1/8. And then your next cut is going to be 8 3/8. Or score. 8 3/8. Which gives you a little weird size here, but that's okay. Watch what we're going to do. Okay. We're going to take and fold this one this way. Okay. And fold this one this way. And check our measurements again. Wow. They work. The measurements work. Most of them are off, but they work. Okay. And then I'm going to take no. Fold these back the other direction. Like that. Okay, so you can use a two-sided paper for this. It would work really well. And I'm just going to glue here, here, and here, which is going to give us a pocket on the back as well as come on, line it up. Line it up with this edge, the fold edge. Okay, and that's going to give us that pocket on the back along with a fold out. Again, mine is white on this side, and I think I'm gonna let that be. But I am going to round all these corners at the 10 millimeter corner. Oh, come on. Okay. May have trouble when it comes to the other side. Okay, got those two. I think I'm gonna have to round these separately. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Our glue didn't work right, y'all. So let's get a little more glue in now. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna round this one by itself. Okay. And then I'm gonna fold this up and then round this one. There's no way it would have gone through all three of those pieces. This is a good cutter, but it's just not heavy duty enough to go through a whole bunch at once. Okay, so we'll put a focal point here, and then we've got your pull out. Hold on. I'm gonna go ahead and round those two because I don't like that. Got the pull out. Got the other side of the pull out. We have the pocket right here that I might put one of those journal cards we made yesterday, or I might just leave it empty since I don't have to fill every pocket. She doesn't want everything done, you know, for her. And just enough ink to bump up those edges off the page. Okay, got that. And then I want to do a label. Label. Come here, the labels. All the labels are the same though. They're all either brown or purple. And I need something that's going to offset both of these. Let's do this little circle here, which almost makes it look like a moon. Plus we have her. And we could throw this in the corner. Okay. Please, ma'am, move. Okay. Get this glued down. Alright. And pop it there. Like that. And get this glued. Right there. Okay. And then get her glued. Um, I'm nearing completion on this thing. A couple more videos to film. The plan is to do all of that today. I was going to do it over the weekend. I was supposed to do it over the weekend. But we woke up Friday morning and had a flat tire. Had to go get all that fixed. Dead battery, flat tire, everything. So we got all that fixed, did our running around. Got up Saturday, did our running around. Yeah. Got up yesterday, Sunday, to do the rest of our running around and had another flat tire. So, it's been a hectic weekend. Why are you not going in the hole? You fit just fine earlier. Oh, right. No, those aren't over the edge. So, again. Oh, I bet I had that on the wrong side of it. I don't know. Let's find out. This bottom edge on this one does not seem to want to come up to let you slide things in. It is very persnickety. And in the hole. I don't know why it's being like this. Maybe this is why they were on clearance. There. Okay. And we'll do with these ones to hold it in place. So yeah, it's been a long weekend. It's over now. Back to the week. I hope you all had a great weekend. Hope it wasn't as eventful as mine. No, I had a good weekend though. No matter what. Try to look more on the positive side of life, you know? So what good does it do us to look at the negative? We get enough of that on the news. Okay, now this side. I gotta figure out what to do on this side. Where'd those squares go? I know I have them. And I know I set them in a location. There they are. What do I got in the square bag? Well, the bag's not square. I guess the bag is kind of square, isn't it? Never mind. Let's see. Some of these are more rectangle than square, but I don't really think that matters. I put some mummies on it. Oh no. Let's put some monsters on it. Okay, I like this one. I also like this one. Let's see. I know what I'm doing for the background, but let's do this. Okay. And then let's take this. Here. And this one here. No. These two. Yes, let's take these two. Clean that off. And I'm going to slap this one down. Here. And this one. Here. Okay. And then I'm going to put one of these in the middle. These are some 3D butterflies that I have found at Dollar Tree of all places. Actually, I don't think that's enough because it's kind of small. So let's make this one have a legion of butterflies. I'll just be flying off to war. Right? Sounds good. Some big, some small, but all there, on their way, wherever they're going. They can deliver the package. Let's make sure that this will glue itself down. And there you have number 5. Okay. Quick clear off later. Not the envelopes. Brainy Smurf. But, oh, we're at 57, so we're going to go ahead and stop this video there. I didn't realize had taken so long. So we've got a journal card envelope, a tied envelope that I'm not untying right now, this square envelope, get in the hole, this tiny rectangle with an even tinier journal card inside, which by the way is not very sturdy paper, so just bear that in mind. And the butterflies of war with the fold out journal card pocket of the century, I guess. And there we go. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I will see you again next time. But in the meantime, make sure you're hitting that like button. Hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I put out a new video. And always know that without you guys, this couldn't succeed. So thank you so much. I love you guys. Bye-bye.